Hi, you guys, and welcome back to another Ace of Cups podcast. I know it's been a minute. I have so many ideas for what I want to do for this podcast. Sometimes it gets very overwhelming just picking which one I want to do. But today I have a really exciting episode that I think will actually benefit and help a lot of people. As you can see, also I changed the vibe up a little bit of the podcast because I wanted it to feel more cozy, more intimate, and truly like we're taking some self-care and healing time and we're just with ourselves, okay? So today's episode is going to be about how to know when you're ready for the next level and how to get there. We're always going through changes. We're always evolving. That's the whole purpose of the human life and human experience. I feel like a lot of us know when it's time to go to the next level, but we're so confined by the limits that we put on ourselves or just the comfort zone or the how things are and that's how they should stay, etc., etc. The human mind truly hates change. So it's like we have to force ourselves to adapt the new and to go for things that are out of our comfort zone, and it can be so paralyzing sometimes. So before we get into the episode, I'm gonna do a quick tarot pull of the day to see what the message is. If you guys want to skip this part and just go straight into the episode, you can do that as well and see what's here. Okay, this is actually beautiful. I think, wow. So we have the Five of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and Death, which is literally like knowing deep down. With the High Priestess, it's your intuition, your subconscious. Death is all about release, transformation, really getting ready for the next level. So this is, I think, a beautiful representation of knowing when to trust your intuition and to trust your inner self, that you're ready for change, that you're ready for release, and that you're ready for the new. The Five of Pentacles, I feel like is kind of a lack mindset card, but in so many ways can this apply, because I think the Five of Pentacles is kind of about the comfort zone, but it's also when we get stuck on this is what I have and this is all I'll ever have, and it can be very difficult to dream outside of or to aspire to outside of where you're currently at, if that makes sense. I feel like this card is like a beautiful representation also of when your environment discourages what you're trying to build. So it's like you're trying to adapt these new habits and become this new person, and you're trying to manifest these things, etc., etc., etc. But at the same time, it takes time for that to reflect in your environment, and it can be a discouraging thing when you're trying to manifest and change your life, but your environment is still a reflection of the old life, of the old version of yourself. So which literally coincides with what I wrote down, which is, it's crazy. It shocks me every time. Death is also Scorpio energy, very intense energy. Earth energy is here too. So dealing with insecurity, dealing with low self-worth, dealing with imposter syndrome, and that battling your intuition as well, I feel like is a theme of today as well. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into the episode. I really hope you guys are enjoying this vibe, because to me, generally, this is cozy, so comfy. I hope you guys are enjoying this and treating it literally like a little self-care session, like an investment. First, we're going to get into how you know you're ready for the next level, the little signs that life will give you to let you know that you're ready to release and level up. So you guys know, and so you're aware, and maybe it'll help you recognize, oh man, I am at this point in my life where I'm ready to level up, but I've been holding myself back. Or maybe this is just confirmation of what you're already doing. First up on the list of little signs that life will give you when you're ready to level up is you're no longer fulfilled by your old habits, by your old life, period. Okay, I think we all get to points where we're so used to being in the rhythm of the life that we've created that we don't really stop to check and ask ourselves, does this truly make me happy? Does this truly make me feel fulfilled? And not everything has to be 100% perfect all of the time, but I feel like you should be living a life that you love, not necessarily living a life that benefits or other people love you to live, if that makes sense. So it's truly doing like self-reflection on, is this the life that I want to be living that actually fulfills me? And you might be shocked how many people don't do this. I feel like I do this. I feel like I've always done this to some extent, but I've never really been aware of it. It's kind of like it's just how I think. I feel like I'm like a little bit like addicted to change, literally, but I am constantly checking in with myself to like make sure that I am living a life that I love, because we're always changing, especially as you grow up. Like, I'm in my mid-20s, like going into my 30s in a few years, and that's literally insane to me. So I'm like, I'm a very different person every single year, and that's going to come with different things that I like, different things that I enjoy doing. It's constantly changing as we grow and as we mature. So checking in with yourself is going to help you, or I want to say facilitate your growth even more. If the old habits that you're stuck in, the old patterns, the old environments, if the current situation that you're in your life period, the people where you go every day, who you talk to, the things that you do on a daily basis, if they're not truly fulfilling to your soul, then maybe it's time for a change. Okay, number 2 on the list of signs that life will give you is you stop resonating with certain people. This has happened to me in very different parts of my life, at like different intervals of my life, I feel like. So I've carried over friends. Like, I think my longest friendship today is like from high school, and even that friendship, like, we've gone through, I want to say, intervals of like we're growing and we're changing, and then we like reconnect. So I think it's literally constantly changing. I have had friends that I've had to let go. I've had friendship breakups that have been truly disheartening and heartbreaking, almost more than like an actual breakup. It's a very disappointing realization to have, because you just realize you're in a different place mentally or emotionally than certain people. And this includes friends, family, whoever, really, co-workers, okay? People have very unique and different tastes in lifestyles per se, and I feel like sometimes we feel that we owe our friendship or our relationship to someone just because you've known them a long time, or because it's family, or whatever the situation is. I think once we get out of the mechanism and the, I want to say, subconscious dynamic that we have within ourselves, that we're kind of thrusted into because of the culture or the family or the society that we've been thrown into, so to speak, once we start getting out of that, you start seeing the things that you're not okay with. And this can be something as simple as like political views, mindset, things like around money, or around spirituality, or around religion, or around, it's literally so many things. There's so many things that make up personalities and human psyche. So I feel like when you start to notice that, you know, this person, Loki, I do not like the way they think, you start to realize that you truly do become the people around you. So you want the right people next to you and around you, especially when you're trying to build your life. You don't want anyone that's going to tear your hopes and your dreams down with their negative beliefs, or I want to say their beliefs about what life should be, and etc, etc, etc. I think this also takes a certain amount of clarity around your own beliefs and what you are okay with, what you are okay with tolerating, and what you are okay in, what you do believe in, what you do resonate with. And it's not necessarily about having everyone agree with you. There's just some things that you want to be around the best influences, instead of ones that try to push their stuff onto you, if that makes sense. This is kind of a fun one, but number 3 is you're not really attracted to the same type or the same people that you've been attracted to before, like romantically. So maybe like this is like a situationship that you've had forever. It's like, you know what, like this is not really filling my cup up anymore. Maybe I'm staying in it just because I'm comfortable, but realistically, do I even like you? And this can go as far as like your type. So I feel like as you grow and change, your type will literally change. Maybe when you were younger, you were attracted to like bad boys, and now you're a little older and you want a good, kind, stable man. So I feel like allow yourself to grow and to change the types of people that you like. You don't have to stick by what you've always had or what you've always been pulled to, right? Venture out and explore, I feel like, is what I would say. I've actually seen this so many times, especially with women, that they start doing the inner work on themselves. They literally lose attraction to that person because they are adapting new self-worth beliefs that are looking for that in a person, right? You're looking for security, for consistency, for, I don't know, a good head on your shoulders, right? It's like your perspective really shifts, and allow it to. You don't have to stay in the comfort zone. Number 4 is that you feel stuck in patterns or loops that keep you in low energy. Okay, this can literally be like binging or doom scrolling or sleeping in or like taking naps or staying up to 2-3 in the morning, or I don't know, drinking coffee when you first wake up. There's so many like bad habits that you can accumulate, quote unquote, and I think it's less about blaming yourself for the habits that you feel like are negative, and it's more asking yourself, do these habits really align with the life that I'm trying to build, right? Because some things are a detriment to who you are trying to become, and it can be really difficult to pull yourself out of those loops. So it's constantly having clarity and clarity and discipline around, okay, these habits are hindering me or they're helping me to become the person that I want to be. Number 5, which is probably my favorite, is that you feel inclined to try new things in every aspect, right? This can be new people, new friendships, going to new places, going to new workouts, new hobbies, whatever. It's like you want to try all these new things, but you have imposter syndrome about it, and you feel like, I'm not going to fit in there, or I'm not the person that does those things, or, oh, like that doesn't make sense. Like that, like, I don't know, I don't feel like I could do that, like, you know. So I think it's also about checking yourself, and not just because you've never done something before and it's not what you do doesn't mean that you can't do it. You literally have free will, and if you wanted to start training tomorrow to be like an Olympic champion, you could do that. So don't let your past determine your future, and allow yourself to be new at things. Now that you know the signs that you're ready for the next level, this is what to do to actually get to your next level. Number 1, and you're probably going to hate me for it, it's super basic, but it will work, is writing down 3 habits of your new self and staying disciplined to them. Just 3. You overwhelm yourself with like 10 new habits and a whole different routine tomorrow, it's going to be not sustainable. So I think picking literally 3 habits max, like 2, okay, 1, you could do better than that, but 2 to 3 habits is literally like the perfect amount for you to start staying disciplined without overwhelming yourself, and then you can increasingly add habits in once you master those first 2 or 3 habits. An example of this would be, you want to be a content creator. Okay, you're going to post every single day, or whatever schedule you choose for yourself, right? You're going to post 3 times a day, whatever your time allows you to do, and don't cut yourself short, right? Like, push yourself a little bit, but don't burn yourself out either. I think the most important thing is actually picking something that's sustainable for you to do for yourself. So if posting 3 times a day for every single day is like, seems exhausting to you, and you know you're not going to keep up with it, then just start with like once a day or every other day, or whatever it's going to be the most sustainable for you, because the key is being disciplined and allowing it to start feeling like just something you naturally do, and it will get there. We kind of did like a career goal one, right? If you want to be a creator, if you want to be an author, or whatever it is that you want to be, you're going to do that every day or every other day. If you want to be a pianist, you're going to play the piano every day or every other day. You're going to get good at it, because that's how you get good at it, by practice. If you want to like lose fat, for example, you're going to stick to like a carnivore diet or just a habit. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Maybe it literally just looks like drinking more water. Like, you know what? I want to get my skin better, so I'm going to make sure I drink a gallon of water every single day, right? Starting with small habits and then increasing the habits over time will be so much better than trying to overwhelm yourself with like 10 new things that you're suddenly going to start doing. Like, you need to also ease yourself into it instead of self-sabotaging by creating a whole new like 20-step routine that you need to stick to religiously, when you know it's going to be a little bit difficult, especially in the beginning. So go easy on yourself. Stick to just a few simple habits. There's a bug on my window. Stick to a few simple habits, and then increasingly add the other habits. This really helped me when I was first trying to lose weight a few years ago. Okay. And I started with drinking water. Like, that was the first habit that I got down, was like, okay, I need to be drinking X amount of water a day. I think at the time it was like 7 bottles of water, or eight bottles of water, or something like that. So I made sure to do that for a week. And then once I did that for a week straight, then I started going to the gym. Once I was going to the gym for a week straight, that following week, I really like started meal prepping and being serious. And then before I knew it, I was naturally doing all these things because I mastered each habit individually. Second, on how to get there, how to get to your next level, okay, is practicing gratitude and manifestation. Now, if you don't believe in manifestation, I don't know, probably the wrong channel for you, because I swear by it. And I guess it is the same as praying, but I think prayer and manifestation kind of go hand in hand, but truly visualizing the life that you want, right? The power of visualization is very, very strong. I can attest to this. Okay, so many things that I've manifested and visualized have literally happened and unfolded for me in very effortless ways, because I literally got obsessed with visualizing every single day the thing that I was going for. And as I'm doing something, I have the vision in my head of what I'm striving for. And it just kind of naturally falls into place somehow. And practicing gratitude goes into this because you want to continue to be grateful for the life that you currently have and not get so, I guess, stuck into the negativity of like, oh, I don't want this life. It's practicing gratitude for what you do have now that's going to increase what is coming to you. So at the time that I was trying to manifest like this whole new life for myself, I didn't have a lot, mind you, to be grateful for. I did have a lot to be grateful for in hindsight, but I didn't have the things that I wanted to be grateful for. So I was making a gratitude list, literally like saying like, oh my God, I'm so grateful for the trees. I'm so grateful for the butterflies that are beautiful. I'm so grateful for my hair. I'm so grateful for my health. I'm so grateful for, I don't know, my body, the air in my lungs. I would say like I'm so grateful for the sun and how warm it is. I'm grateful I have a roof over my head. I'm grateful I have healthy food to eat. I'm grateful for my pets. Like, find literally any little thing that you can be grateful for, because it's gonna help you just be in love and cherish what you do have. Because you know that saying, like, if everyone got around like in a circle and gave your problems, if somebody gave you their problems, like if you switch problems with someone, you probably be like, oh my God, give my problems back, because you don't want you don't want anyone else's problems. It could always be a lot worse, and it could also be a lot better, but practicing those two things will keep you like in the perfect little balance, I feel like, of being grateful for what you do have while also trying to call in the new. Number 3 on what not to do is saying no to the things you know are not aligned with you. So now that you know you probably don't resonate with certain people anymore, you're not really attracted to the same person anymore, you have to say no to what's not for you, which is a little bit uncomfortable at first, especially if you suffer from people pleasing, which literally was something that I struggled with like so much, because I'm a very big, like, I'm a Leo rising, so I think the shadow in that is like the performative aspect of just like wanting to make everyone around me like me or happy. And that was a very big thing that I worked through, and I'm still working through, because it's just a part of like who I am at this point. Saying no to people or things that drain your energy and having your limits will literally protect your peace like nothing else. And this is something that I've had to get very good with, especially when I still had a lot of people in my life that I didn't really particularly click with, but I had to be with them because of work or because of whatever, right? Because of external circumstances. I know my limits, and I know when I'm going to stay home or stay by myself or do something on my own or just be with myself rather than connecting with someone that is going to drain me and just has a lot of negativity going on. Especially those people that like you hang out with them, and then when you stop hanging out with them, you literally feel so tired that you have to like take a nap, or you just feel like you are weighed down, or you literally feel like your life force is like lower, like you gotta like recover and take a nap. Literally, you start to see that people will actually respect you more when you have that amount of self-respect, rather than just always going with what other people want. Okay, now this kind of leads into number 4, which is spending time alone. When you're going through a transformation and you're going through an internal level up that's going to lead to an external level up, it's so important that you spend time kind of in spiritual isolation, which is kind of what the pop culture term is. Like, you're spending time alone. So this can look like going out to a restaurant alone, going to a library alone, going to do groceries, going to do a walk, going to do a little workout, going to do things alone, and saying yes to life alone. A lot of the times we wait for to do things with someone, or we wait for, I don't know, we wait for friends, for family members, for partners, for whatever, to do things that you want to do. And in the meantime, it's kind of like you're stalling your own life to align with other people's timelines. So I feel like being so devoted to you living your life, regardless of if someone wants to live it with you or not, you go and do you live your life. This was something that I can say truly changed my life. I didn't even know the concept of spending time alone until a coworker years ago brought it up to me, and I was like, whoa, I've never thought about doing that. And mind you, this was literally probably like around COVID time. So when I did start spending time alone, it completely changed my life. I felt like so much more connected to myself. Like I knew myself so much more deeper. It truly became like a self-discovery thing. And I started to appreciate myself and my attributes and my gifts and just everything that makes up you, right? You start appreciating it so much more because you are aware of it. I feel like sometimes we get so lost in who we are to other people that we don't really sit down and ask who we are to ourselves. Okay, number 5 is probably one of my favorites, and it's treating getting ready as a devotion ritual. And I'm kind of using the word ritual like fast and loose here. It's not an actual ritual, but to make it something sacred. So this is literally something sacred that I do. When I'm getting ready, I look at myself in the eyes. I am constantly looking at myself in the eyes, okay? And I do so as I do my hair, as I do my makeup, and all the while kind of saying affirmations to myself in my head of like, I'm so beautiful, I'm so magnetic, I'm so this, I'm so that. If you truly treat it as a ritual and you're looking at yourself and you're adoring yourself, you're putting all these pretty things on yourself and you're treating it as like you're kind of like you're treating as like you're important, which you are. It's literally mirror work essentially, and you can play music. When I was really going through like my little transformation phase, I still do this. I would have like a song. I think at the time it was Ari's Just Like Magic, and oh my god, I would just look at myself in the eyes while singing that song, and I'm telling you, it truly raises your vibe and it helps you transform like nothing. And you can pick your own song. There's so many more like little manifestation songs that you can do, or songs that just put you in the energy of who you want to be and the life that you want to live. That literally, like, I'm telling you, it's literal magic. Okay, and last but not least is alchemy, pretty much, but it's pouring your negative energy, your negative emotions into new things, like your goals, your creativity, your manifestation. Okay, this is kind of like the laws of physics or the laws of the universe or whatever you want to call it, the laws of energy, period. When something goes down, it must come right back up. And that includes you. When you're going through a dip, when you're going through a low moment, when you're going through down, essentially, there will always be an up moment. There is going to be a getting back up. There is going to be something new that comes in, and you'll start to notice this like literally every single time that you've lost or released something, it's always been replaced with something new and something better. I especially use this when I feel like I'm having a lot of negative thoughts. I have a lot of anxious thoughts, okay, and a lot of negative thoughts at times. Like, it happens to everyone. I probably have like the worst inner critic in planet Earth, but I think everyone feels like that about their inner critic. And one thing that has really helped me is like, you don't have to listen to your negative thoughts or your inner critic, so to speak. Okay, you can just let it be there and say, F you, I don't have to listen to my brain. I can go and do this thing. And my therapist put it in actually a funny way. This was like a long time ago, but she said like, because I was telling her like, I feel like my biggest struggle with going to the gym is like that I just be telling myself like, I don't want to. It's like the old self coming back up, like, oh no, we want to stay comfortable, like I don't really want to go to the gym. And it's like, okay, well, who's in charge of you or your laziness, etc., right? That's kind of like the example. Your thoughts, your mood is not in charge of you are. So once you start detaching your mood, however you feel really from your goals, you're gonna see how you make a lot better progress, especially when you're pouring your quote unquote negative energy into something like manifestation or into something creative or into a goal of yours that you have. Like, if you're mad, if you're having a bad day, if you're angry, if you're jealous, if you're just spiraling, if you just hate yourself, like whatever emotion it is that you're feeling, if you pour that into something of yours, okay, whether that's like, I don't know, something. Like if that's like a project that you're working on or a new hobby that you're trying to pick up, if it's into the gym, into drawing, into whatever it is that you're literally actively pouring your energy into, oh my God, that's literal magic, because you're taking such a strong emotion and putting it into something. It's just going to make it blossom, and it's going to make it all the more potent. Your energy literally is probably your energy. Everyone has so much energy and so much power, and when you know how to use it and put it into the right things, you literally become unstoppable. And that is about it, you guys. That's literally all I have for today. I really wanted to keep this kind of like short and simple, because I'm also trying to bring this into one of the consistent habits that I'm focusing on, and it's just been so crazy. My life has changed so much in just a matter of like a year. So truly, like I can be like, I'm telling you from first-hand experience. This is not like I'm telling you from first-hand experience. It does work. You just really have to be dedicated to, I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. And no matter who or what is telling you that you cannot get there, don't listen to it. Do not listen to it. I literally, if I listen to anything outside of me, I would not have gotten where I am today. And by no means am I where I want to be. I feel like I still have a lot more to grow and to do, right? Like there's so much. You have no idea. But that's all I have for you guys today. Go forth. Be who you want to be. Live your dreams. Love your dreams. Believe in yourself. Okay? And I will see you guys on the next one. I love you guys so much. If you guys want to connect with me on other platforms, everything will be down in the description. But that's all I have for you guys today. You're beautiful. You're amazing. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.